This is course 2, lesson 10.3, finding the slope of the line. Please get your notebooks out and get ready to take some notes. And you'll also need graph paper today while you're taking notes. So the slope is the ratio that describes the steepness of a line. And slope is always the rise over the run. So your rise is your movement up and down, and your run is your horizontal movement, or your movement left to right. So if we want to find the slope of the line here, we're going to start here at this point, and we want to move here to this red point. So we count how many spaces do we move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to the right. Since we're moving to the right, it's going to be positive. And then we're going to move 1, 2, 3 places up. Since we're moving up, that's positive. Now remember, the slope is rise over run. So your rise is up and down, like you're rising up a ladder. So the rise is 3 over the run, like you're running across the street or running across the room, is going to be 6. So the slope is 3, 6, which we know we can divide each of these by 3. So the slope would be 1/2. Let's look at some other examples. Why don't you pause the video and see if you can find the slope of this line. All right, let's see. We start here at this point, and we want to move to this point. So we move 1 place to the right, which is going to be positive 1, and then we move 1, 2, 3, 4 places up, which would be positive 4. So remember, the slope is rise over run. So we're rising 4, and we run 1. So 4 over 1, the slope is just 4. Now we could do this another way. We could move from this point up here down to this point down here. So we would move 1 to the left, which would be -1, and 1, 2, 3, 4 down, which would be -4. So then the slope would be rise over run again, which would be -4 over the run, which is -1, which would make that -4 over -1 is 4. So either way you do it, whether you make your step on the bottom or on top of the line, you're always going to end up with the same slope. So these problems here, I'd like you to try on your graph paper. You're going to graph the points and then find the slope of the line that passes through them. So first we have 1, 2. So we move to the right 1 and up 2, and we graph that point. And then we're going to move to the left 3 and down 1. And we graph that point. So we're going to connect those together with a line. And we're going to find the slope of that line. So how many places do we move? 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right, and 1, 2, 3 places up, which would make that positive 3. So remember, slope is rise over run. So we rise 3 and we run 4. So the slope of that line is equal to 3/4. Let's try this one. If you want to pause the video and try this on your own and then check your work, you can do that. So we start here at 0. We're going to move 2 to the left and 2 up. And we start at 0, and we're going to move 1 to the right and 1 down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to graph those 2 points of the line. And when you do this, you should probably use a ruler. And that line was not very good, so we'll do that over again. letter. Okay, so now we're going to make our step. And we move 1, 2, 3 down. Since we're moving down, that's going to be -3. It's kind of hard to see on the blue, -3. And we move 1, 2, 3 to the right, which is going to be +3. So the slope, remember, is rise over run. The rise is -3. The run is 3, which means the slope is -1, because -3 divided by 3 is -1. Okay, the final examples that we're going to go over are drawing lines on a graph when you're given a point in the slope. So the steps that you need to follow are right here. Number 1, you need to graph the point. Number 2, you need to use the slope, which is rise over run, to find 2 more points. And then you're going to connect the points together to draw a line. And you should always use a ruler. So let's look at this here. We're going to graph the point 2, 1. So we start at 0, move 2 to the right, and then 1 up. And here is our starting point. Now we're going to use the slope 4/3. So this is the rise, and this is the run. So the 4 tells us we're going to move up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to run 1, 2, 3. There's another point. And we can do this again. Rise 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to use your ruler, and you would connect those points together with a straight line. And there's the graph for the line that goes through the point 2, 1 and has a slope of 4/3. Let's try the last 2. If you want to pause the video and try these on your own, that would be great. So first we're going to graph a point B, 3, 5. So we start at 0, we move 1, 2, 3 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. There's our point. We're going to use the slope of 3. Now when you have a whole number, your slope is going to be 3 over, and then every whole number has 1 for a denominator. So the 3 is your rise, and the 1 is your run. So you start here, and you're going to rise 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, run 1. Rise 1, 2, 3, and run 1. Then you're going to take and connect those points together with a line, and that is the graph for the equation of the line that passes through the point 3, 5 and has a slope of 3. Let's try this last one. So we start at 0, we're going to move 1 to the right, and then 1 down. There's our starting point. We have a slope of -1. So remember, it's -1 over 1. Whenever it doesn't have a denominator, it has a denominator of 1. So this is the rise, this is the run. So our rise of -1 means that we're going to go down 1, and then +1 of a run means we're going to move 1 to the right. So down 1, 1 to the right, down 1, 1 to the right. And we can keep doing this forever and ever. But we can stop usually after 2 points. Then you're going to connect those together, and there's the graph of the line that goes through 1, -1 with a slope of -1. Well, that's it for now.